public consciousness. Americans have been asking themselves some tough questions. Why does this happen so often and so much more in America than in other countries? What does gun violence say about us as Americans? And what measures can we put in place to stop it? I saw a similar bout of public soul-searching this week when I was in India. Across the country, tens of thousands of people took to the streets to express outrage over the rape and death of one unnamed woman. The crime crossed unimaginable boundaries. Not only was she overpowered and raped by a group of 6 men, she was also beaten and then violated with a metal rod. All this on a seemingly safe private bus in New Delhi. The abuses were so violent, her internal organs were severely damaged. She was thrown off the bus to die. But some locals alerted the police. The Indian government then flew her to a hospital in Singapore for emergency surgery. But she died. The national attention over her death is shedding light on how unsafe Indian women actually are. According to the National Crime Records Bureau, there were more than 24,000 registered rapes in 2011. That's one rape every 22 minutes in India. And those are just the ones we know about. By some accounts, only a tenth of all such crimes in India actually get reported. Why such a shockingly high rate of violent crime? Indians are debating the reasons. The reality is this. This is one more example of a government that simply does not deliver. India has a broken public safety system, little to no public surveillance and CCTV systems, and a pathetic and corrupt police force. According to the UN's Office on Drugs and Crime, South Asia has one of the lowest ratios of police officers to civilians in the world. It also has among the fewest prosecutors as a percentage of the population. There could be other factors. India has a demographic crisis. According to its 2011 census, there are only 9 women for every 10 men in urban India. That's one of the world's worst sex ratios. And that doesn't happen naturally. It happens because tens of thousands of Indians opt for abortions if they know they are having a daughter. But these conditions are not unique. Some of them exist elsewhere too. Perhaps most of all, rape happens so often in India simply because it is allowed to happen. There is a culture of impunity. Of the 600 rape cases reported in Delhi this year, only 1 has led to a conviction. That's why the current set of sustained protests are something of a silver lining. People are genuinely upset. The rise of India's middle class has activated a powerful civil society, one that is now demanding better government. It did so a year ago regarding corruption. Now it's asking for basic rights for women. In a way, this is India's Arab Spring. But it needs to sustain itself and to lead to real reform and change. This Indian Spring will only work out better than the Arab Spring if its national leaders recognize the need for radical and thorough change in their country.